The mystery of 3 auspicious locations for building a home where 3 generations will enjoy wealth and prosperity. 1. The site where water gathers and the dragon vein comes to rest. In the ancient science of traditional Feng Shui, water has always been regarded as the supreme symbol of wealth, circulation, and prosperity. The ancients observed flowing water not only with their eyes, but also with the mind attuned to the movements of the cosmos. Water is the mirror of heaven and earth, soft yet adaptable, seemingly weak yet infinitely powerful. A single drop may appear fragile, but when gathered into a river or ocean, it becomes a boundless force, capable of moving mountains and reshaping the land itself. For this reason, land where water converges has always been considered a precious acupuncture point, a place where the dragon vein pauses, where vital energy accumulates, and blessings are preserved for an entire lineage. A house built beside such a gathering of water is like a bowl filled to the brim, catching the first nourishing rains of the season. The ancients called this a water-gathering bright hall, a place where water does not rush away, but stops to embrace the earth and store wealth energy. Those who live on such land are like sailors with favorable winds, moving great distances with minimal effort. Descendants who dwell here for 3 generations naturally attract wealth, meet good fortune, and find their careers flowing smoothly like a downstream current with few obstacles. Even when facing astrological misfortunes or difficult cycles, the gentle energy of water helps the household dissolve harmful forces and soften the harshness of fate. Yet water is not only money, it is also a mirror reflecting the human heart. When water is calm, the family is harmonious. When water surges violently, human emotions can become unsettled. Therefore, those who live on water-gathering land must cultivate inner virtue, maintain a tranquil heart, and know when enough is enough. If greed and agitation take root, the water energy will transform, no longer a source of blessings, but a destructive wave that sweeps away all that ancestors have built. Like drinking water itself, if one sips slowly, each drop is refreshing. But if one gulps in haste, choking is inevitable. This is the law of cause and effect taught by the earth and sky, a lesson Feng Shui passes down to later generations. Throughout history, many families blessed with water-gathering land lost their fortune because they focused only on extracting profit, forgetting the moral foundation. Eventually, their blessings dried up and their wealth withered. Such a scene is like a once clear lake polluted by greed, once abundant but gradually turning murky and empty. In contrast, families who live humbly, practice kindness, and treat others with compassion find the waters around their homes growing fuller and clearer, their blessings ever more abundant. This is the harmony between nature and the human heart, between the dragon vein and virtue. The ancients taught that water governs wealth, virtue governs longevity. To have wealth without virtue is like owning a great reservoir with hidden leaks. It will soon dry up. But with virtue to restrain greed, even a small spring will never fail, for hidden streams will always replenish it. Thus, a water-gathering site is not merely a promise of riches, but a reminder that true wealth endures only when coupled with righteousness. If the homeowner uses wealth to cultivate virtue and aid others, their fortune will be replenished endlessly, generation after generation. In times when destiny brings heavy trials, when ominous stars threaten, a home on water-gathering land provides an invisible refuge, like a cool stream extinguishing a raging heat, or a timely rain calming a scorching heat. However, relying solely on the land while neglecting inner cultivation is like standing in the middle of a lake and still dying of thirst. External resources can never be lasting without internal transformation. Therefore, beyond choosing a water-gathering site, one must learn meditation, self-reflection, and the art of keeping the mind as clear as a spotless stream. The deeper philosophy of building a home where water gathers is to teach descendants the balance between enjoyment and preservation, between material wealth and spiritual depth. A family may grow rich thanks to good land, but to keep blessings for 3 generations requires the foundation of morality and compassion. The arrogant and wasteful rich will inevitably decline, while the poor but virtuous can still build great fortunes if they live where water gathers. Such is the impermanent transformation of the universe, a lesson no book can fully capture. In short, the water-gathering site is where the dragon vein rests, where heaven and earth bestow an opportunity for fortune. But opportunity is only the beginning. Whether blessings endure depends on the virtue of the homeowner. Those who live in harmony with nature, cultivate their hearts and practice goodness will find water becoming an endless source of life. Those who pursue greed and defy the natural order will see water turn into destructive waves. Choosing water-gathering land is choosing the path of wealth. But to secure wealth for 3 generations, one must remember that the true wellspring lies within the human heart, not merely in the soil of the earth. 2. The site facing the mountain, leaning against a solid peak. In Feng Shui, mountains are considered the pillars of heaven and earth, the backbone of the dragon vein, and the root of lasting stability. If water represents wealth, circulation, and transformation, mountains symbolize strength, permanence, and endurance. Building a home that leans against a mountain is like finding a wise teacher or a firm support that allows one to settle in peace, nurture energy, and pass blessings to countless descendants. The ancients called this the formation of back mountain, front water, a protective mountain at the rear and a reflective body of water at the front. This is the Great Auspicious Configuration, a rare landform that brings enduring prosperity. The mountain stands as a symbol of patience and steadfastness, towering unshaken for thousands of years, unmoved by storms or seasons, teaching humanity the value of perseverance. A home leaning against a mountain therefore represents not only physical stability, but also the cultivation of inner strength. Families who live with the mountain at their back often produce descendants who value trustworthiness, honesty, and calmness. When fate shifts, when ominous stars exert their influence, when hardships arise, the tranquil and unwavering energy of the mountain helps people remain composed, transforming misfortune into opportunity. Mountains are also reservoirs of nourishing energy. In Feng Shui, mountain energy is considered strong, masculine, and stable, capable of reinforcing human vitality. Homes backed by mountains absorb this energy, granting the occupants robust health, resilient spirits, and steadfast determination. Children raised here often develop a tough and enduring character, like pine trees growing on rocky cliffs, ever more resilient in the face of storms. Thus, homes leaning against mountains often produce generations of capable individuals, able to shoulder responsibility and build lasting careers. Yet, mountains carry hidden warnings as well. The towering peak teaches humility, for the higher one stands, the more one must learn to bow. Otherwise, the wind will eventually topple the proud. Homeowners who embrace humility and live simply will find the mountain a steadfast protector, sustaining blessings for 3 generations. But those who rely only on the mountain and grow arrogant, despising others and squandering fortune, will find the mountain becoming an obstacle, blocking progress and dragging the family downward. Such is the balance of yin and yang. Where blessings dwell, danger also hides, awaiting the stirrings of the human heart. In spiritual traditions, mountains are often seen as the abode of deities, a sacred meeting place of heaven and earth. Countless ancient temples and shrines stand upon mountain slopes, where winds blow freely and clouds gather. This affirms that mountains are not only vital in Feng Shui, but also inspire reverence for the divine. Families living near mountains often feel drawn to spiritual practice, easily awakening compassion and moral clarity. Through this, their descendants inherit not only material fortune, but also spiritual enlightenment, learning to distinguish good from evil and to live by virtue. The philosophy of leaning against a mountain teaches patience and steadfastness. Life flows on predictably, sometimes smooth, sometimes turbulent. Those without a solid backing are easily swept away by life's current, collapsing in the face of storms.
Those with a mountain as their support can stand firm and wait for the right moment, like a seed hidden in a crevice, patiently awaiting the sun. Living against a mountain teaches lessons of endurance and self-restraint, of waiting for the perfect time to advance. Such wisdom enables families to maintain prosperity for many generations. Many mistakenly believe that simply having a mountain behind guarantees wealth. In truth, the mountain provides only a condition. The outcome still depends on human conduct. Some families living against mountains still decline because descendants are unfilial and immoral. This proves that the mountain offers a foundation, but lasting prosperity depends on virtue. Conversely, those who live righteously, even without the mountain's full embrace, can still receive heaven's protection and build enduring success. The mountain's primary lesson is to keep the heart upright, to cultivate inner virtue, and to ground one's life in moral principles. When dark times come and ominous stars cast their shadow, families with mountain support find it easier to stay calm, like a tree with deep roots standing firm in the storm. However, leaning on the mountain alone without nurturing a virtuous heart is futile. The mountain may shield, but cannot replace internal cultivation. Therefore, every homeowner should combine the external power of the mountain with inner strength, cultivating the mind, practicing kindness, meditating to brighten wisdom and steady the heart so that blessings endure. In summary, the mountain-backed site is one of the most auspicious landforms passed down by the ancients. It offers protection, stability, and perseverance. Descendants born here easily achieve success and wealth lasting 3 generations. Yet, the mountain is not merely a physical support, but a mirror teaching humility, patience, and moral growth. Those who live in harmony with nature, grounded in virtue and goodness, will find the mountain an eternal guardian. Those who grow arrogant and greedy will find the mountain turning into a wall that blocks their destiny. Thus, in a mountain-backed home, the most important position is not the house itself, but the heart, whether it is wide enough, humble enough, and righteous enough to receive the blessings of heaven and earth. 3. The site where heaven and earth converge, with a wide and open bright hall. In the grand structure of Feng Shui, there is a vital concept known as the bright hall. This refers to the open, level, and unobstructed land in front of a home, where heavenly energy gathers, sunlight pours in, and the view stretches wide without obstruction. The ancients compared the bright hall to the human heart. If the heart is broad, blessings arrive. If narrow, misfortune lingers. A home with a spacious bright hall is like a noble person with a generous and upright heart, naturally attracting fortune and wealth. Descendants for 3 generations will enjoy abundance, smooth careers, and open opportunities. People living in such a place often develop an open character, clear thinking, and righteous conduct. The empty space before the house allows them to welcome sunlight, a symbol of enlightenment and wisdom. This is why families who build on land with a wide, bright hall often produce intelligent descendants, successful scholars, and careers that soar like a great bird catching the wind. The bright hall is like a grand stage upon which life unfolds. Those who act with integrity shine brightly, while those who scheme find the same light exposing their wrongdoings. Yet the bright hall contains both blessings and hidden risks. A person with a wide, bright hall but a dark heart is like someone lighting a lamp in a dusty room. The brighter the light, the clearer the dirt. Hence the ancient warning: a wide, bright hall must be matched by a bright heart. A homeowner who fails to cultivate virtue and instead lives greedily and selfishly will eventually be disgraced, standing in a public square while tarnishing their own name, bringing decline to their fortune. Conversely, if the bright hall is wide and the heart is pure, living honestly and kindly, the light of heaven will shine ever stronger, bringing endless blessings. In mystical study, the bright hall is seen as the gathering place of heavenly energy, where strong yang energy prevails and dark forces cannot cling. A clean and open bright hall allows the family to easily absorb life energy and promotes mental clarity. It is the meeting of heaven and earth, the balance of yin and yang, the natural regulation of fortune. Those who live here enjoy good health, optimistic spirits, and the support of benefactors. When misfortune comes, when ominous stars approach, the wide bright hall helps neutralize negative influences, like a bright lamp dispersing darkness, or a spacious square providing easy escape where narrow alleys would trap. The philosophy behind the bright hall is a lesson in openness. A house with a broad front yard teaches its occupants to open their hearts, to treat others sincerely, and to avoid pettiness. The more open the heart, the more easily blessings flow in. Those who live closed off, calculating lives are like residents of a narrow alley where light and fortune cannot enter. Thus, the bright hall is not merely a feng shui feature, but a moral reminder. To enjoy an expansive destiny, one must first expand the heart. Some families live in wide, bright hall locations, yet suffer because their descendants are corrupt, having forgotten the heavenly principle. The brighter the light, the clearer the shadows. The wider the bright hall, the more the heart must remain pure. Otherwise, openness becomes a cold emptiness, exposing every fault. Like someone standing in the center of a crowded square, even the smallest wrongdoing is instantly visible. Therefore, the bright hall is both an opportunity and a test. It offers the righteous a chance to shine and the corrupt a chance to self-destruct. From a spiritual perspective, the bright hall is heaven's gift, opening a wide gate to the world. But how one steps through, on the path of kindness or of evil, remains a human choice. Those who live in harmony with heaven, practicing kindness and morality, will find the bright hall a golden path of roses, a shining gate to glory. But those who live selfishly will find the same path filled with thorns, leading them astray. This is the law of cause and effect embedded in every piece of earth. In matters of destiny, those living in bright hall locations enjoy greater opportunities and easier success. But opportunity becomes reality only through wisdom and virtue. A foolish or immoral person in a bright hall is like a wanderer lost in a wide plaza, surrounded by space yet directionless, ultimately adrift. Conversely, a person of talent and virtue in a bright hall thrives like a fish in water, a bird in the sky, soaring freely and leaving a lasting name. In summary, the site where heaven and earth converge with a wide and open bright hall is one of the most auspicious Feng Shui formations. It brings wealth, fame, and abundant blessings for 3 generations. Yet, the bright hall is not merely the empty space before a home, it is a mirror of the human heart. Those who live righteously and transparently enjoy a bright hall filled with light and fortune. Those who harbor darkness and deceit find the bright hall dim and their fortunes fading. Thus, building a home with a wide bright hall first reminds descendants that to preserve blessings for 3 generations, one must preserve an upright heart. To enjoy lasting wealth, one must cultivate virtue. The land provides opportunity, but human conduct determines destiny. Wealth or poverty is born in the heart. The 3 auspicious sites: water-gathering land that nourishes wealth, mountain-backed homes that grant lasting protection, and wide bright halls that open destiny are sacred points the ancients treasured as heaven's gifts to help people build careers and safeguard blessings. But fortune never comes from the land alone. It also comes from the heart. No mountain is high enough to bear arrogance. No amount of water can fill endless greed. No bright hall is wide enough to hide a wicked soul. This is the eternal truth. The land supports, but the root of prosperity lies in virtue and the way one lives. Those who follow natural law, respect Feng Shui, and above all live by righteousness will find that good land turns into endless blessings. Homes flourish, and descendants enjoy wealth for generations. Those who defy morality and chase only profit will see even good land turn hostile, dragon veins turn away, and wealth vanish like morning mist. Thus, to speak of choosing land is truly to speak of choosing a way of life. To seek a good destiny, one must first be a good person. To build a thriving home, one must first keep an upright heart. If you found these insights valuable, please like and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for the next captivating video on mystical Feng Shui and destiny.